So I'm here to talk about our creation, about 8Base. So 8Base is an application development platform and ecosystem, which is fancy terminology for software to build software. The company was put together by a very experienced team of entrepreneurs. I myself am an engineer by background and spent the better part of my life in business working on enterprise software. Have stood up a couple of venture-backed technology companies, Avicenna and CareCloud, probably better known for CareCloud, which is a company backed by about $100 million of Silicon Valley venture capital. And one of the great things is that Avicenna, CareCloud, and 8Base are all Miami companies. So let's hear it from Miami. So, I think everyone's heard about this term digital transformation. There's an enormous amount of pressure on businesses of all shapes and sizes. We hear about the large stories, about Walmart being disrupted by Amazon and Square disrupting First Data. But we don't hear kind of the down the street story about the entrepreneurs and small to mid-sized businesses that the train's coming down the tracks and they don't really know what to do about it. And the research says that this is quickly becoming 50% mind share for CEOs and CIOs. And yet most businesses are just ill-equipped to deal with this. And so what 8Base is essentially a platform that allows what we call citizen developers to build their own software without having to hire engineers. And at the heart of it is what we call the 8Base chassis. And then on top of the 8Base chassis, and the 8Base chassis is essentially all the powerful infrastructure, both the computing infrastructure and the application level infrastructure that powers business software. And this includes blockchain capabilities, and it includes artificial intelligence and some other things. And then on top of that, we have an amazing user interface, right? Because we're big believers in design, consumerization, and user interface that very easily allows a person of limited technical proficiency to build the software they need and then allow it to be hosted in the cloud on an ongoing basis. And I'm not talking about simple or simplistic applications. I'm talking about very, very powerful business applications. And so the extensible serverless chassis is a big, big part of all of this. And this is actually the first product we're releasing. The company was founded in March of last year. It was capitalized through angel investment, and we will be launching the product in February in beta. And the first product that comes out is actually for developers, not for citizen developers. And it's just the serverless chassis. And the serverless chassis allows developers to build on top of it very, very easily, where they're really focusing on user interface and all of the complex behind-the-scenes activities, such as persisting data, making sure that it's fault-tolerant, redundant, all the application layer capabilities like document management, workflow, rules, all these things are handled by the serverless chassis. And so this is a very, very powerful component that really accelerates software development, and it's extensible. And so what we mean by that is that the world of engineers, right, engineers beyond the four walls of 8Base can extend capabilities in the system. And people will be able to put out request bounties for things that they want, and developers will be able to develop into the chassis on an ongoing basis. And so we're fueling sort of a crowdsourced gig economy type capability within the 8Base network. And so this economy has two very important components, and both of those are enabled through blockchain. So the first one is a reputation management system. So it allows developers to basically earn reputation points by virtue of the things they do, and they can lose those reputation points, and when they lose those reputation points, they lose tokens. But the idea is to incentivize everyone to be a good actor in the platform and to contribute good things. And developers will not only be able to contribute as developers, but they can also act as curators and reviewers of the code being submitted to make sure that everything is proper. And to protect them and their intellectual property, there's also a software provenance capability. And that's recorded in blockchain, where we record what is contributed, we understand who the original author is, and we protect them throughout that process. And so developers who contribute get paid out in 8-base tokens, which, by the way, is called the piece of 8, with giving reference to the Spanish coin from the 1500s. There was a coin that all the pirates were seeking, and it actually became the foundation for the US dollar later on. Citizen developers, as they stand up, as the application, our capabilities get to the point where we have the app builder, they can also contribute apps to our marketplace and receive tokens in the process. Designers can contribute design assets as well and receive tokens. And based on their reputation score, they'll receive at a higher rate. And then people obviously pay in tokens. So that's really the 8-base token economy. And so, we've been mostly kind of operating behind the scenes, and we're getting ready to announce the company and some big news in the February timeframe. We've secured some of the best advisors, mostly West Coast firms like Spark, TokenSoft, and our attorneys at DLA Piper, and then Carlton Fields here locally. And we're very excited about launching this. We think it really, really has a game-changing capability in the world. If you think about blockchain developers, right? We all talk about blockchain developers, but truly, how many of us can access blockchain developers and do so at a reasonable fee, right? Most blockchain developers have also been investing in cryptocurrencies. They're very wealthy. They have their own projects. And so, we love them, but we feel like if blockchain is truly going to make an impact in the world, we have to have a democratizing technology that makes it accessible to most people. And that's really what 8-base is. It takes the complex blockchain and other capabilities that are required to stand up enterprise software, and it makes it easy for business people to do it without having all the complexity of managing engineering teams. And at the same time, we feel like we can catalyze, gamify the entire process, make it a lot of fun, very rewarding for people, and change the world even faster than it's changing. Thank you very much.